Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we've got another episode of Fat Chat. Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got another episode of Fat Chat, and I absolutely love doing these chats. It is just so rewarding to have a chat to real blokes out there who are on their weight loss journeys and get like a bit of perspective on how everyone else is doing it. Because, you know, you get enough of me, let's face it. And there's so many ways of doing it. There's no right way of doing it. But I've got an absolute legend with me at the moment. He has been absolutely tearing up the Manshake Strava Club and getting some massive steps in. He is a 49-year-old father from Melbourne. How are you doing today? Jeremy, good seeing you.
G'day, Ash. How are you?
Oh, mate, couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. It's Tuesday night. So thank you very much for taking the time out of your week to have a chat with me and, you know, give everyone a bit of your own background, a bit of your story. How's it?
All good, man. Thanks for having me on board.
Ah, mate, it's absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. How was your day today? Like, what did you get up to?
Typical day for me today. Yeah, I'm a driving instructor. I did about eight lessons this morning, starting from about 6 o'clock.
Wow.
And finished at about 5:30 this evening. So yeah, I'm a bum all day, unfortunately, but I did get some exercise in.
Well, mate, you must have some crazy good patience because, like, yeah, like. I know when I was learning how to drive, I was hopeless, but mate, you must be doing pretty well. Do you mainly cater for younger drivers or do you do a mixture of all?
I do a big mixture, actually. Yeah, obviously starting from kids who are 16 years of age. I think the oldest person I've had is 66.
Wow.
Yeah, but mainly the teenagers when they first start driving.
Who decides at 66, you know what? Now's the time. I'm going to get my license.
There's actually a story behind that. I might as well talk about it.
Yeah,
the
go
guy
ahead.
had been in prison for 20 years.
Wow.
And his license had obviously expired. I won't say why he was in prison, but you can pretty much gather after being in there for 20 years.
Wow.
And yeah, and then once he came out of prison, he had to get a license to get a job. So yeah, he hit me up and yeah, got him all licensed.
Hey, congratulations. I mean, you definitely want to get him his license. It must have been really interesting having someone with that kind of life experience sitting next to you and talking to him about it. But was he very open about his experiences?
Yeah, absolutely. I asked him, I said, what are you doing at your age? Trying to get licensed. He told me straight up front why he'd been in prison. So he was an interesting fella.
Well, yeah, you must meet a lot of interesting people in your life. But, mate, I've only just met you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know each other a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I'm 49, nearly 50. Quite sport orientated when I was growing up. Did a lot of Aussie rules, cricket. Got to my late teens and stopped where most people would generally stop at that age. I got married, would have been about, what year are we in? So I was married for 9 years and I've been separated for 6. So, and then I've got 3 children as well.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah. Boys, girls, mixture of
all? I've got 2 girls and a boy, 13-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy. Had to think then because I live with their mum and I see them every second week.
Yeah.
Yep. My partner Lisa, she lives in Mornington. Been with her for 6 years.
Hi, Lisa.
I was a travel agent for 22 years before I moved to driving instructing. So I left that industry. So I'm well travelled. And now I do a job that's my business. I love it. It's I can control my hours.
Well,
it's just awesome meeting new people all the time and teaching new things.
You certainly have to be a people person, and it sounds like that you are coming from travel. My mum used to work in travel like many years ago, like 30 plus years ago, and travel back then working in it was a very different experience. Like they send you places constantly, so she was very well traveled. Did you find that you were sent a lot of the locations you're trying to sell trips to?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were going to many new places at least once or twice a year.
Wow.
Yeah, just so you could sell those dreams onto other customers.
What was the?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you go.
I was going to say,
It's fine.
what's the place that stands out to you the most? Where would you recommend to travel?
My favorite's Mexico.
Oh.
So we got sent over to Los Angeles with Air New Zealand, and we did a short layover there for about 3 days and did the usual Universal Studios, Disneyland, and then we jumped on a Norwegian cruise, and we did a 7-night cruise down to the Mexican Riviera, which included Acapulco.
Wow.
So we had Acapulco and Zihuatanejo, Cabo San Lucas.
Zihuatanejo, that's from Shawshank Redemption, isn't it? That's where
yes, it is.
There you go. Hey, where's where Red and what's his name met up to make boats.
Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne, thank you. That would have been killing me for the rest of the chat. That's
yeah. And then we finished back in LA and then flew home. The best things about those trips are those tickets. When you go economy, but when you get to the airport, you always get upgraded to business class. So yeah,
so good.
They're always good. Airlines are good, but that was back in the day. That's when the pre-COVID, obviously.
That was when you could smoke on planes, was it? Was that back that far enough?
I think they stopped smoking. They actually still do smoke on airplanes in Europe on some of the smaller carriers.
Wow.
Particularly in the Middle East, Egypt.
Wow, there you go.
Yep, Greece.
Well, I've always wanted to go to Mexico for a whole different reason. Like one of my favorite drinks, spirit wise, is tequila. I love the taste of it. Like if you get a good añejo that's been aged for a little while, not like the silver tequilas where they'll burn your insides. I have a fascination with how they're made with the blue agave, and just to visit one of the regions to see how they're made, and that's one of my bucket list items. So mate, you've given me some more inspiration to get over to Mexico, so thank you for that.
Do it, my man, do it.
Well, so the whole point of Fat Chat is to talk about weight loss and all that kind of stuff. You've lost a bit recently. Tell us about like where you started at, where you're at now, the whole process behind it all.
Okay, I'll go back to March because that's when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, end of March, we were pretty much put in lockdown straight away in Melbourne, and we didn't know how long that was going to take. But obviously, it's the start of the pandemic, so I just redid my whole garden. Did things around the house, like a few renovations inside, sanded the decks. House is in good order. And by June, we were let out of the house for about, we didn't know again how long for, but the numbers had come down and they relaxed restrictions. We were back on the road for about 3 weeks, and then we had a second wave here in Melbourne. And that was pretty bad. Lockdown straight away, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was at a point where I'm sitting at home for a couple of days and just thought, I can't just sit here and do nothing. I can't just watch TV. I can't sit on my iPad and play Candy Crush the whole time. So I just looked at myself in the mirror one day and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to exercise every day, because we're allowed to go out for an hour every day. That was our limit. So I get up in the morning, I go for my hour, and then the weight was coming off, but I was still eating. So then I saw the ad on Facebook for Manshake. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go, because it looks like it's something that give it a go. I wanted to lose weight. I didn't want to lose it quickly. I just had goals. I just set goals in place. And so I wrote them down. And I wanted to lose 10 kilos. That's all I wanted to do, is just drop a little bit of belly fat, lose 10 kilos, book a holiday with my kids before I turn 50, walk around Bali with my shirt off.
That's a great goal. That's a great goal. So what weight were you starting at?
I started 117.2. That's another thing. I never had scales. I never had scales, and I never weighed myself. So when I jumped on them, I was absolutely blown away with how much weight I'd put on.
Wow. So what did you think you were? Like, what was the last weight you knew yourself at before you jumped on at 117?
100. When I hit 100, I stopped weighing myself. I was embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
It was really poor. So I just didn't want to. I was too scared to jump on. I didn't want to know what the result was. I'm glad I did jump on, because that was like, let's go, let's get it down.
It's very much like of the ostrich effect. You know, you stick your head in the sand and just like pretend it's not there. It's just like, if I don't see it, it's not a problem. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it's hitting that triple digit, you know, it's certainly like, I don't remember a time where I wasn't triple digit, but you've certainly smashed through that 100 goal. Where are you at now? How heavy are you?
96.1. So I've dropped 21 kilos.
Wow. I got the side by side of you up here, and what a huge difference. Like in your belly, it's just massive. Like the difference. It's insane. Like, like I don't know, like whether you're having a bit of bloating or anything like that, but it looks like you really held it in your belly rather than other places. Is that the case, or were you holding it?
It was all around the back. I had a lot of it on the back. So if I actually stood up straight, you get the fat straps on the back. I did hold it on the front and also on the top of my thighs.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, mate, like I got to say, yeah, you look fantastic. And I love the frosted hair that came with it. It looks really good. It suits you. Like as I was saying before the chat, I'm like, man, I love it. It suits you.
Dude, I'm 49. I got to hold on to this youth as much as I can.
Well, mate, it's good to see that, like, I mean, you know, at you know, and I don't mean to say at your age, but like, you know, nearing 50, people like, you know, I know people around the age that settled in. It's like, this is how I am. And they don't make a change. They don't actively look to do something different. And in the height of COVID, to find the motivation to lose the weight, that's outstanding. Like, that's outstanding. Like, how many people have just done the complete opposite that you know?
Well, yeah, I couldn't remember 2020 for being the year of COVID. I wanted it to be the year of looking after myself and my health.
Well, you've lost what 21.1 kilos so far. So
yes,
the 2020, the year of 20 kilos. So I think that's pretty good, mate. That's fantastic.
Well, like I said, it started at 10. I just wanted to lose 10 kilos, and then all of a sudden I thought, oh, this triple digits within reach. I can get to 99. Well, and then I got to 99, and I thought, you know what? I think I can go a bit more now. So yeah, I've just been knocking a kilo off. Kilo every month is a good target, and then I plateaued a bit. Got to 98, and I just sat there for about 3 weeks, and that's fine. I was doing everything right, eating well, still exercising. Then I just changed a few things up, and I just started losing it again. So yeah, new goals at 89 at the moment.
That's amazing. That's mate, that's really good. That's little achievable goals, like setting it as 10 kilos, not going for the whole hog. Then you smash through it, and before you know it, you've doubled that, and you're going then some. So how are you doing it? Like, how, I know you mentioned the man shake, but what does a day look like for you?
Well, when I first started, I like walking. So I was only doing 45-minute walks. I did have a goal of 10,000 steps after that. So I was doing 45-minute walks for about a week, and I thought, I can do a bit more. So then I got up to 10,000 steps. And then I upped that to 15 after about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I was in a rhythm after that. I mean, today, for instance, I've done 22,000 steps today, and that's well under what I usually do. I usually do about 30,000 steps. So I'm walking
30,000.
Yeah, I'm walking between about 20 and 25 Ks a day at the moment. And this is not a brisk pace. This is just casual walks.
Wow.
Okay. So I do get up early in the morning. I'm an early riser, but because I'm working now full on days with work, the only time I've got to get it done is in the morning. So my alarm's set at 3:30. I'm out of the house by 3:45.
3:30.
I have a banana. Yeah, 3:30. I have a banana before I leave because that gives me the energy to go. And a half a glass of water, and then I'm out. I'm out of here. And we usually get home at about 6. I've done my steps, I have my shower, and I'm out the door. So that's a typical day for me.
So you're out the door. So your alarm's at 3:30. You're probably out the door closer to 4, and then you walk
Yes.
for about 2 hours, and you get about
2
how many
hours every
steps
day.
in?
Well, I do usually do 2 hours in the morning, and I do an hour in the evening as well. So I'm doing about 25 Ks, about 30,000 steps.
That's commitment. Like I'm here looking at my watch. I'm just like, 11,000 steps a day. Hit my target. I'm looking pretty sweet, And then you're just like, wow, I do 3 times that. That's daily. I'm like, there you go. And that's serious commitment.
I live in where I live at the moment. I live about 2 kilometers away from the shops, from my closest Woolies. So after this conversation, I'll put my gear on and I'll walk down to the shops now, whereas in the past I used to drive it.
Wow.
So I walk down, get my shopping, put it in my backpack, and walk back. And that'll take me about 45 minutes in total.
Okay, so you covered the exercise, which is crazy. What do you do in terms of eating food, all that?
Yep. So for food, I usually have boiled eggs in the morning, and I'll have them on. I get Bergen wholemeal seeded bread.
How good's Bergen bread?
Bergen rocks, man. It's so much better than white. I used to get Baker's Delight all the time. I used to love Baker's Delight, but now I'm onto the Bergens.
How good's bread?
Just in
general, like that like tiger bread, the loaf. I could eat the entire thing just by itself, no butter. So good. Anyway, we digress. Continue.
So that would be breakfast. I do have a man shake for lunch. I take it with me. I put it in the car. So that would be. I would just sit in the car and have it about 12 o'clock, and then I come home and I have a macro meal. So macros is something I'm onto at the moment. I live alone. I don't have time to cook. I don't want to cook for one person. It's too hard.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah. And these meals are calorie controlled, so they're generally around about 300 calories and good choices as well. And they deliver every Sunday to me.
I'm just looking up macro meal because I'm not too familiar with a macro meal.
Okay.
Oh, so it's like prepackaged, kind of like you foods.
It's exactly right. But these are calorie controlled, and they're protein. They're more protein than anything. And there's some good. You choose from the menu what you want ordered, and you can change it every week. And it gets delivered here every Sunday without fail. And I get seven dinners every week sent, and that's my food prep. So I'm saving money just getting man shaking those macro meals on the weekly against the weekly grocery bills. It's a no-brainer for mine.
You must open your fridge and there's like nothing in there. Just like the packets of the food and then nothing. Bananas.
The only thing in my fridge are vegetables, fruit, yogurt, water, and the macro meals are in the freezer. That is basically my fridge.
All right. A couple of questions. All right. What's your favorite shake flavor that you take with you generally, and what yogurts are you eating?
Okay, I only have one flavor of shake, and that is vanilla.
Vanilla,
and I always have it with 4 frozen mango slices and 4 ice cubes.
So
I've tried all those Bogan dust shakes and
the ones with the coffee and the
chocolate, strawberry, caramel, but vanilla is my favorite. I can put any frozen fruit into a vanilla. Oh, that's the other one. I do have frozen banana as well. Now I cut the ends off, but I keep the skin on.
Yes,
I blend it up.
I saw you uploaded a video where you took a frozen banana with the skin on and you're blending it. It's like, I'm just like,
yes.
Really? With the
rocks.
skin?
With the skin.
Yum.
Try it. Don't knock it till you try it.
All right. I'll give it a go. Give it a go.
Game changer.
Look, I got to say, the mango or the vanilla, I 100% agree with. I think it was Lloyd or someone came up with a recipe for like the mango Weiss shake with like a bit of coconut oil, a bit of banana, a bit of frozen mango with vanilla man shake, and it tastes exactly like a mango Weiss.
A Weiss bar.
Because it has that little bit of coconut to it, I 100% understand where you're coming from. Do you have vanilla just by itself, or do you always blend it with something?
I started when I first got the
Mm.
product. I started vanilla on its own,
Mm.
and I found it okay.
Mm.
But I just wanted to thicken it up. So I just read on the shake pages that if you put in frozen fruit, it will blend it to a nice texture for you. And yeah, and I've stuck with it ever since.
That's great. So that really goes to
But
show, like,
when I order,
make it your own.
I was going to say when I order my 4 bags, I only get my 4 bags of vanilla. That's it.
Ah, there you go. So do you have like a little mobile blender in your car?
No, I blend it before I go.
Uh-huh.
And
Ah.
I've got a little esky in the boot, so I put it in the esky with the ice packs.
Clever.
All over it, my friend.
All over it. Nah, I was like, he must have one of those USB power blenders, and I didn't think, he just must pre-blend it.
No, NutriBullet, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I love my NutriBullet. I got actually the Magic Bullet. They're like the same thing, but they're just different names. But okay, well that's awesome. So what would you say caused your weight gain? So once you hit that 100 kilos and you stopped weighing yourself, what kind of habits were you getting into to influence the weight gain?
Yeah, I've written a lot of this stuff down, and it's basically the foods that I was consuming,
Mm.
and it's like the easy cooked things like pastas.
Mate, just go from the chest, mate. Go from the chest. Don't even refer to
I
the
will.
notes. Or the stomach, should I say.
That's all right. So pizzas, pastas, pastries, and potatoes. They were my go-to foods. All those things that start with
Nice
P.
use of alliteration. I like it. Yeah.
Particularly pastas. Like I would, because I live alone, as I said, I would cook up pasta for 5 nights, and I would freeze 4 of them and eat one. So when I got home from work, I'd be eating pasta. So that was just
So
it was just
would you
ridiculous.
actually make pasta dishes, or would you be getting like the Latina kind of pre-made
Uh,
pastas?
no, I just the sauces you obviously buy from the supermarket. But I just would get the minced, boil the pasta and mix it up. So the thing is, I'd do enough. I didn't want to cook for one meal. I'd cook for the week.
Oh,
So that would be my go-to meal.
pasta.
And I haven't had pasta. Yeah, I haven't had pasta since July. So I'm pretty stoked. I think that's one of the main things that I put the weight on. Rice is another one that I haven't really had since, but rice and stir fries I used to eat before. They weren't so bad, but it's more the pies and the pastries and the pastas. When I'd be out on the road, it'd be easy to go into the takeaway shop and just get a pie, and a can of Coke.
7-Eleven pie, $3 pie, and the can of Coke special. Oof.
Oh, 7-Eleven, now that's another one. So the lattes at 7, I get a large $3 cafe latte, and I usually have 2 or 3 of those a day with about 5 sugars.
5 sugars? Jeez.
Well, they're so big.
Wow.
They're so big.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I used to love my $3 7-Eleven coffees, but now it's water. It's water the whole way.
That's great.
Water and men's shakes.
You one up me. I can't get rid of coffee, but I just have long blacks now. I don't add any sugar or anything like that. No milk, just coffee and water. That's all I need.
Yep.
Okay, so it was the 4 Ps, and it was takeaway food. Were you big on like the big 4, Hungry Jack's, KFC, McDonald's, Domino's? Like, were you big on those kinds of fast foods?
I was big on Subway until I understood how many calories there was in a meatball foot-long sub.
Oh, don't get me started. Like, Subway's so healthy for you. Oh, wait a minute. Like, the foot-long white meatball sub with bacon, Old English cheese, Southwest sauce, lettuce, and onion. That was my go-to. Love it. Absolutely love it.
About 1,300 calories.
More, I would say. And like heaps of sugar. What was your go-to at Subway?
A BLT. Yep. Thinking loading it up with a lot of salads, thinking it was healthy for me, and it wasn't.
Yeah, the green stuff's going to make it good. Yeah, just forget about the rest. It'll absorb some of the fat for it.
The other thing was Domino's. We'd order Domino's as well when I have the kids around every second weekend. Friday night, it's pizza night. Let's get some Domino's. again until I found out how many calories there was in a slice.
Wow. Don't ruin it, please. Just okay. How many calories in a slice? Hit us.
In a slice?
Yeah.
There's 320 calories per slice.
No.
And if you have 8 slices of pizza, if you have a full large Domino's, you're at 3,000 calories.
Oh, that's like 2 days worth of food in one
hit.
hit.
It's ridiculous.
Wow, that's crazy. But look, I knew that it would be bad, but like you kind of live in ignorance is bliss kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, but knowledge is king as well. So my journey is all about knowledge. I've learned so much about what's in foods now, even reading packaging and making sure that they're not going to blow me out.
Well,
and they're good for me.
What kind of knowledge could you pass on? Like, well, sorry, I'll make it a bit of an easy question. That's so, right. Like, I mean, for those blokes who are looking, you know, just kind of getting into it, you know, like what kind of stuff would you recommend that they look up to help them on their journey?
Yeah, so I use the MyFitnessPal app. It was just a game changer for me because then you could just type in foods and see what things are going to be with in respect to calories. So I didn't know how much or what I was putting into my mouth, and now I know exactly how much calories I'm putting into my mouth on a daily basis. When I did first start, I tried not to change my diet, and I did my cows. And what I was consuming before was well over 4,000 calories a day, no exercise, and pretty much zero water. And then once you obtain the knowledge, you find foods that are good for you, that you enjoy, and then you can restrict what you want to eat. So, for instance, with the yogurts, I have Chobanis, the yogurts, right? And they're usually about 150 calories, and they taste good. Right, I love them, and I usually have one of those a day.
They are good.
The protein bars, there's lots of protein bars out there. They're usually around about 200 calories. Eggs, 2 eggs boiled, you know, 98 calories for 2 eggs boiled.
The man bars. They're
the bricks. You've got the bricks.
Yeah, the bricks. These are 160 calories. They're fantastic. Guaranteed to make you full and make you fart. Brilliant.
and block you up.
Well, we can't.
They taste good.
They taste so good, so good. Anyway, go on. Was there more, or did I just cut you off?
No, it's all good. Yeah. So having the knowledge, I've gone from pretty much 4,000 calories down to about anywhere between 1,500 and 1,800 calories. And that's why the weight's dropped off, because I'm burning about 1,200 calories a day as well from the walking.
Well, I'm looking here at your photo. I got the one where you're in the car with the mask on, and you said for you that it's a bit of a trigger photo. Could you run us through it a little bit?
So with the second lockdown, masks were made mandatory in Victoria, and particularly in my job as a driving instructor in a confined space, we had to wear masks. So I put this face mask on for the first time, which is uncomfortable as hell, and I could see my chin, and it was just dragging underneath the bottom of the face mask, and it wasn't a good look. It was not a good look. I put it on Facebook, and a lot of people actually commented and said, "Dude, your chin's hanging out." So that wasn't nice to hear. So that was again that was the July trigger. That was let's lose this chin.
Wow. And you've got a couple of other photos here in August, and you in the mirror there with the barley top. Was that about 10 kilos by the time you hit August, or?
I dropped 7 kilos in the first month. So from July to August, 7 kilos, and then I dropped 7 kilos in the second month. And I've dropped 3 kilos for each of the last 2 months. So I would have been around about 10 kilos. No, it would have been about 14. August was 7 kilos.
There you go.
There was a big difference in the first month, but I did drop it quickly at the start.
In September, we got you with the sweatband, looking like you're just about to go out for a walk. If not, I've already done one.
Yeah, have my new wheels on there. Wearing my new wheels.
What kicks are you wearing?
I don't even know what brand they are. I just saw them online. and I thought they looked pretty cool, so I tried them on. They're not the greatest set of runners, to be honest. I usually wear Asics.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a wider foot, and they tend to most Nikes, for instance, don't cater for my foot because they're for a thinner foot.
How important is a good pair of shoes, honestly?
Dude, you've got to have a good pair of shoes. You've got to invest. If you're going to exercise, you must have a decent pair of shoes, and it's worth paying $200, $300. Don't go out and buy cheap. It's $50 shoes.
Yeah, like 100%. And a lot of people say, "Oh, like how much better can you don't need to spend money to have comfortable shoes." Like, actually, like take it from a guy who was 160 kilos. Like just walking half an hour, my back was killing me. I had all sorts of like pain in my feet, and it was just a chore, absolute chore to walk. And then I actually went out, I researched it, bought a pair of Asics Gel Kayanos, the 26s, I believe I got. They $260. I got them for $200 on special. And the difference, night and day. Like it's like walking on a cloud, and they're the most, hands down, most supportive shoe I've ever worn, and I loved walking because of it. I never got a blister. I never had a sore back again. I never had sore feet. It just, honestly, invest it. It's going to be a bit of a outlay, but if you're serious about like just walking or doing anything like that, get into it. Yeah, it's so good. It's such a difference. Would you would wholeheartedly agree? Like, what Asics do you wear?
Look, I don't even know what model they are. I'm not into that. But the Asics that I've got, I bought them back in June, and they still look like they're brand new, and the tread is still looking brand new.
Wow!
So that's the important thing, is that you got the tread that lasts forever. Yeah, no, I'll probably get another pair next year, but they'll last a full year for sure. So that's worthwhile investing the money.
That's really good. Maybe I should get a pair of those ones. Because I walk through my shoes very quickly. I think it's because I'm heavy. And going to the last picture here, October, mate, you're looking sharp. Look, you can see it really in your face. Like when you compare the the August picture, and even obviously the one that's with the mask on, you can see just huge difference in your face now. And you pretty much like look exactly the same now as what you do in this picture, same pose and everything. But how's the missus reacted to all this weight loss? Because I got a nice picture of you and them, you and her here.
We could go somewhere where we don't want to.
keep it PG. Come on.
Oh well, she's very happy. I've got to say one of the best things is getting support and compliments from your partner, for sure, and it keeps you going. I only see her every second weekend. I do. Sorry, I should say it this way. I don't change my diet when I go and see her. I try and keep things normal. So we still go out for dinner, and we still order a normal meal. Like I might order a steak with veg, and she'll order whatever. She'll have a wine, I'll have water. But we just didn't. I didn't want to throw down my what's the word?
Hard work.
My obsession.
Good word. Yeah.
Yeah. Onto her, because I'm just trying to keep it real. So when I see her, I treat those as my treat weekends without, but I really don't cheat or treat, if you know what I mean. I just sort of don't eat the junk food. We don't get takeaway.
You relax, but you don't like fully let it all hang out.
No, it's just I don't, and it's just if we go to a restaurant, I'll order food with salads or foods with vegetables. Like I could still go a chicken snitty with salad.
Nice, yeah.
Instead of a chicken snitty with chips, I'll get it with the salad now, or with vegetables. I'll get it. Yeah, a lot more touching. A lot more grabbing. But we're
a lot less to grab. Also more, maybe more.
We're also more active though.
Yeah.
We're more active, so I would go and see her in the past, and we'd seriously not do much. We'd just maybe watch a movie or sit on the couch and Candy Crush it or whatever. And now we will walk.
Oh,
So I won't walk for my 2-3 hours a day when I'm with her. I'll probably just walk for one just to get her up and about.
yeah.
But for me now it's just second nature. So we're out doing stuff now, and she lives near the beach, which is good. So we always walk down the beach.
Nice, nice. So
Yeah, so it's been good. It's been positive.
So before, when you were overweight and in those really bad habits, you just pretty much exist with one another. You know, you wouldn't really go out and live and do anything. You're just in a state of existing.
Lazy mode. The comfort zone.
Exactly
the
right.
comfort zone. Yep, and that's where the weight came on as well, because I was very comfortable in the relationship, and sex was uncomfortable. So now it's not, and we're out doing stuff, and the relationship's good.
That's so good.
No complaints.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure she's very happy. Lisa, is it? So, thank good on you for giving Jeremy the support that he needs, Lisa, and I hope you guys are having a great time. You know, that's fantastic. Like mental. So while we're talking about like this dramatic physical change and that you're happier in your relationship, you're doing more in that. How are you mentally? Like, you know, from the start to now, what's the difference that you're finding in yourself?
Oh, I've got routine. I'm in a good headspace right now. I've got so much energy when I get up in the morning now. Like, I know it sounds nuts that I get up at 3:30, but I do go to sleep around about 9 o'clock as well.
Yeah.
So I still get a good 6 hours sleep in, and I jump out of bed and I know exactly what I'm doing for the day. I'm going to achieve most of my exercise goals before I go to work. Yeah, it's just I do hit a brick wall when I get home. I must admit, when it gets to about 6 p.m., I hit a brick wall. So, yep. I'm not going to bed feeling full and bloated from eating pasta, because I'm eating now more of the right foods, and I've had a man shake during the day, so my stomach, you know, some of the pains and the aches and that you get from eating all that crap food, they've gone completely. I don't even get indigestion anymore. I used to get indigestion every night, thinking there was something wrong with my insides, but it wasn't really my insides. It was the food that I was eating that was giving me indigestion. So I sleep better. I really get an uninterrupted 5-6 hours sleep, whereas before, the indigestion would wake me up in the middle of the night, and I'd have to have my Lanta. So I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's just good. I feel like I'm 30, to be honest. Like, it's just jumping in.
Well, like confidence wise, like, do you feel like, you know, is that purely based, like, you know, like confidence wise? Like, are you, like, we talked about more physical stuff there. I'm talking about like mentally. Like, do you feel like when you're out and about, like, do you feel more, you know, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Go on. Sorry, you were saying.
I was going to say, mentally, because of the weight change, I've gone from size 42 in jeans down to 36, and I'm nearly at 34s.
Wow.
So there's more clothing options as well. So I had to buy pretty much a new wardrobe.
That must be pretty cool.
I'm actually wearing nicer clothes as well, which don't accentuate my stomach. So I can actually wear now just normal large or extra large shirts instead of the 3XLs. So with my physical appearance looking better, that's made my mental state a lot more positive.
So yeah, you're more. And what I'm trying to like, what I think I'm getting from you, that is that you're saying that you are more now inclined to care a little bit more about your physical, like, you know, how you look and how you present now. That you're buying a bit more nicer clothes than what you were before. Whereas before you just wear whatever fit. Is that basically what you're?
It'd be tracksuit pants and a jumper, a dark color clothing, just to cover up my stomach.
And look,
like I wasn't.
And look at you now. You got the Tommy polo on, mate. Love it.
Yeah, I've had to buy a new wardrobe, and thanks to the ISO dollars from the government, I'm having to buy them as well. Good old JobKeeper.
Yeah, I can imagine that probably would have come in handy for a lot of people down in Vic. It was a hard time down there. But has any of your, like, I don't know whether you have like your students that long. Has anyone noticed like that any students of you noticed the
Yeah,
change?
absolutely. Because we had to stop our lessons. I hadn't seen a lot of them for 3 or 6 months. So they sort of get a bit of a shock when I turn up for the first time after 3 or 6 months, and they say, "Oh wow, you've lost a lot of weight." So getting those compliments gets you on a bit of a high as well. Yeah, and it becomes a topic of conversation when you're doing the lessons, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk about it because you just can't concentrate for a full hour on driving technique. You've got to sort of be a personable person to have a conversation with others. So it become a real topic of conversation.
Well, that's great. Yeah. I actually had a lady today in my office. She doesn't work anywhere near my team or anything like that, but she must have seen me around. She goes, "Have you lost a lot of weight recently?" I'm like, "Yes, I have. I've lost like 51 kilos." And then she's like, "Wow, how'd you do it?" I was wearing this hat at the time. I said, like that. And she goes, "Oh, that's so good. You must have been so disciplined." I'm like, "No, not really. I still eat KFC every week, and I enjoy my indulgences." And she goes, "Really? You must have been a lot better at it than my husband." I'm like, "Why? What do you mean?" She goes, "Oh, my husband, he had a gastric sleeve operation after a failed attempt at the man shake." I'm like, "What? Really? You went that extreme?" The GP said, "Yeah, just go for it." And it became a bit of a like a topic of conversation. That's what it does. But the thing that I noticed with myself is that I'm more willing to have a conversation with a complete, well, not a complete stranger, but like someone that I don't know. I become more of a bit of an extrovert now that I've lost this weight. And do you find that you get the same kind of thing? Like, when you're out and about shopping and that, do you find that you're more, confident in meeting? Oh, I don't know what, your life experience, but do you find that you hold yourself in higher regard? Is that what you get what I'm saying?
I take pride in my appearance. I've gone from shopping at Lowe's to Tommy.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, and it looks better wearing nicer clothes.
Well,
and there's a lot more options for people now of my size than what there are of people of heavier sizes.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one.
That's a real point of contention, isn't it? Just finding clothes that fit. Ugh, hate that so much. But like what? So you actually are a twin, aren't you?
I am. I'm an identical twin.
There you go. What does your brother think of this? Like, did he gain weight as well, or has he lost it, or what's his story?
Well, I've only seen him once in 6 months since March.
Yeah.
When I started my journey, I didn't tell anybody at all. My partner knew, my kids knew, but my parents didn't know. My brothers and sisters didn't know. My brother. When it got to July, when I started the journey, we were in lockdown again. Then restrictions got eased around about September, and I'd already lost about 14 to 17 kilos. And he popped in to the house out of the blue. And it was a bit of a surprise. He was a bit shocked that I'd dropped the weight. He kept looking at me.
Is he a trim bloke? Like, did he like one?
So we were twins in all features. We've always been a similar weight to the age that we're at. And this is the first weight loss journey that I've started on. He would now weigh around about 130 kilos. I'd say he's probably put on a little bit of weight.
Wow.
Whereas I've dropped it. So if we stood side by side, it would be a spectacle. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Absolutely clear difference.
So you'll be like a before and after shot, like just walking into a room. Is that right?
Oh, it would be. It would be. And I haven't seen him since September, and I really don't speak to him. So I've lost another 4 or 5 kilos since then. So
well,
yeah.
Well, hopefully
we're close. We're close. We just got our own lives. He's got kids. I've got kids. He's married. I've got a partner. We haven't had a chance to get together because of COVID. I'll see him at Christmas. Hopefully surprise him with a bit more of a weight loss, and
hopefully he'll surprise you.
I might even give him a bag of man shake just to spur him on.
You bloody well should.
Give him the birthday cake.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm sure that we can sort you out. If you want to give your brother a bag, I'll sort you out for one. But honestly, like, and I'm sure you've been asked every single like possible conceivable twin related question, but I haven't actually thought about that. Like, and I have heard like when some identical twins, one gains weight, the other also just will tend to gain the weight as well, and they'll just kind of mirror each other. And it's not. I haven't come across a situation where someone has been so dramatically different, like 130 now to in your 90s. What that must be such a huge difference. And I can't fathom it. Like, did he say to you that he wants to lose the weight now, or is he just?
Oh no, he hasn't said a thing.
Wow.
He hasn't said a thing, and I have spoken to him over the phone, but I just haven't seen him. But he might shock me. I might see him. He might have dropped some weight since I last saw him. But Christmas Day is going to be interesting.
Well, I hope it's a good kind of interesting for you, my man. I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. I got the tree up behind me here, and I don't know whether you can see it because I got two separate cameras here, but yeah, I'm really keen for Christmas. First Christmas I've been keen for in quite some time, because like when you gain weight over the course of a year, and like, I'm talking big weight, and you see family that you'd only see maybe once a year around that Christmas time, you just know that they're just going to see you and go, yeah, they're happy to see you. But at the same time, they're just thinking, man, oh man, did he get fat or what? And, and like, hey, Ash, it's so good to see you, fat shit. Like that kind of thing. And I'm looking forward to that reaction, because even though my journey is very public, there's a lot of people that wouldn't know about it. But there's also people that haven't seen me in that whole year. And I'm looking forward to seeing them and them seeing me in person and having that reaction. It's like, oh, wow, you look so great. Oh, my God. This 5XL shirt I bought you is not going to fucking fit. Thanks a lot. Here's the receipt. But
that's funny how your parents or your family buy you clothes and you're like, oh, I know it's not going to fit. You just tell by looking at it. Yeah. It's not fitting. But here's the receipt, as you said. Yeah.
My mum was a deviant for that. Always. She always like has a fascination with buying me a linen shirt or something like that, something I'll never wear. And it was always like too small for me. Like, it's just always go to a shop where they only did like a maximum size of 2XL. She's like, but it's a big 2XL. Here, try it. I'm like, it won't fit. It won't fit. And she's like, oh, here's the receipt. It's like, great. Store credit at a shop that I won't fit into anything. But this year she knows how much weight I've lost. So, hopefully I can get a shirt that fits.
Cash parents, give cash.
Yes, cash. Daddy needs a new Xbox. So anyway, what are your so now that you've lost like the 21 and a bit kilos, right? You're looking good. You got a new wardrobe. Do you have any other goals, like any short, medium, long-term goals you're wanting to achieve?
Yeah, I do. The group of us are going to do the Oxfam 100-kilometre walk in March.
Whoa.
I think Lloyd's part of that. It'll be something. It'll be the biggest sporting achievement of my life. I don't know what I'm in for. I know we're doing it over 2 days because it's a 48-hour challenge.
Can you explain it a little bit? Because I'm not too familiar with it.
So Oxfam is obviously a charity, and we've got a team of 4 together, and we've got to walk 100 kilometres in 2 days. And there's 4 people to a team, and Lloyd's at the moment in our team, and Andrew, and we're looking for a third person.
You mean a fourth?
We need a fourth.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who's keen and is up for the challenge.
Are you all in the one spot?
We're as a team, we start as a team, and we've got to finish as a team. The objective is not to finish as quickly as possible. It's just to finish as a team. Wow. So we've got to do 56 kilometres in the first day and 44 kilometres in the second day. And there's 10 checkpoints, and they're pretty much spread out over every 10 kilometres.
So
and it
you are literally all four of you walking in the one direction, and so it's not like, you kind of take turns at walking, one person rests and that. You are literally walking. Oh my
all four
God.
of us have to do the 100 kilometers.
Oh, wow. That must be oh, that's a real challenge. Is that terrifying? Like, I'll be terrified.
Well, I think we've got the platform for it. We've been doing 15Ks a day. I like short term before Christmas. I'll do a 50-kilometer walk. Andrew and I have just thought we better do this a 50-kilometer walk in a day to make sure that we can do it. So that's a short term goal. We won't be going at the pace that we go, for our normal walk. Like, I do walk at just a reasonable pace, but it's not slow.
Yeah.
But we can do this one slowly.
Okay.
Because it's not about finishing quickly. It's about just finishing and raising the money for a great charity.
Wow, that's brilliant.
And we're gonna hit the Strava numbers as well. So that'll be a fun weekend when we all get to 100 kilometers.
Well, I've got the Strava up here. Strava is or maybe you can explain the Strava a bit better for everyone.
Well, Lloyd started Strava. It's Lloyd's little baby. It's a tool that will measure whether you're running or walking or swimming on a daily basis, and it resets every week. There are achievements that you can earn along the way. For instance, this month I went for a 300-kilometer challenge for the month, which I completed yesterday with a week to spare. So it's this group of man shakers. So if you're on the man shake pages and you like exercising and you like a bit of benchmarking against other people,
friendly competitiveness, yes,
it can be competitive, particularly at the top of the board. Most of us are doing between 0 and 5 hours a week in exercise, but some of us towards the top of the leaderboard are anywhere between 10 and 20 hours a week.
That's insane.
Yep.
You're telling me you're leading until you're pegged at the last minute. What happened there?
Well, as I said, I had to get to my target of 110 kilometres that week by Friday. So, because I was going down to Mornington to see Lisa. So I'd finished that by Friday night, and then I was about 2 hours in front of Andrew Morn, and then on Saturday he got pretty much an hour behind me, and I thought, this little bugger's going to get me on Sunday. And then on Sunday he went for a 100-kilometre ride and added 3 more hours to his Strava. But not only did he beat me, he smashed it out of the ballpark. That's okay. I wasn't into getting the top ranking. I was just into getting my 110 kilometres in for the week.
Well, congratulations, Andrew, and congratulations to you, Jeremy, man. Like, you're putting in the hard yards and you're leading the way, and that little friendly competition is inspiring others to have a crack. And for anyone who wants to check out that Strava Club, I'll be putting a link in the description, and you can join up and check it out. You don't need to be on the man shake to join it. You guys can fight it all out. Yeah.
There's a lot of encouragement on the pages, on the Strava pages as well. So you can give kudos to people. You can follow people as well. So when they complete a run, it comes up in your feed. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Well, mate, I'm happy for you, and good on Lloyd for setting that up.
I'll just add one thing to that. There are guys on there who are around about 150 to 200 kilos. So even if they're doing a 5-minute walk, to record your journeys, because those 5-minute walks in a week's time will end up being 10-minute walks.
Is Mick on it?
Just keep building it up and building it up and building it up. Mick is up the top of the leaderboard every week.
Wow. For those who don't remember, Mick was on the Fat Chat. He started out at 240, I think, kilos, and he's now about 170, and he's on this app. He's kicking butt.
He's always in the top 3 or 4. I actually think he's about second this week at the moment, but he puts in a lot of kilometres. He does take a little bit slower, but it's because he's stopping and doing photography, and he puts some of his photos up there as well on the Strava app, so you can see what he's doing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. I should really join. I think I might join after this. You give me the
Sure,
inspiration to do it.
Get on board.
But yeah, that's so good. So yeah, we've covered like, you know, pretty much all your weight loss journey thus far. What kind of advice would you give to blokes that are just teetering on the edge of starting their weight loss journey?
Teetering on the edge.
Teetering on the edge of starting their weight loss journey. Sorry, I should rephrase that.
Look, the first couple of weeks are always the hardest because you're having sugar withdrawals. And that's what I found, the sugar withdrawals. And the other thing I did when I first started, particularly with Manshake, I was doing 2 Manshakes a day, and I was finding it hard I was getting constipated and I was farting a lot. So I pulled it back to 1 shake a day and doing 2 meals, because I understood that a shake with my mangoes is about 300 calories. You can actually get a decent meal for 300 calories. So provided you're keeping your calories under control, whether it be 1 shake or 2, whatever works for you. So my advice to people is don't starve yourself. Don't feel you've got to have the 2 shakes. Like have a meal, have a shake, have a meal, or even have a shake at the end of the day. I like my shake at the end of the day as well. Sometimes I mix it up if I'm plateauing. Make sure you get in a routine. Routine is important. Do a lot of research on what the foods that you're eating. Use the apps that are there, MyFitnessPal. There's a lot of advice on the pages as well. Everyone's got a different destination as well. So whatever works for you might not work for somebody else. And also, you see a lot of stories of people who lose weight quickly at the start. Not everybody loses weight quickly. And those who do tend to plateau a bit, and then you don't hear from them. They're off the pages. And then you hear of them 6 months later saying, "Oh, I fell off the wagon." Stick at it, guys. Seriously, if you stick at it and get your routine and your rhythm happening, the results will come, no doubt.
You 100% nailed it there, because there's like so many weight loss journeys I've been on is that I've had these grand plans, like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I've set myself a gym stuff and write down all this stuff. I'm going to do all this and smash it out of the park. I'm 100% committed, and I make it too hard for myself. And then I fall off the wagon hard, you know? So you absolutely nailed it there, Jeremy. Like, you know, find what works for you and make it work, you know, just follow that. And you shouldn't be finding weight loss journey to be a chore. You should be enjoying, because the moment it's a chore, you're more likely to fall off that wagon. And you don't need to be on the Manshakes, but the Manshakes is a tool that can help you like control those calories. But even if you want to, you know, do a bit of shakes, a bit of something else, or not do shakes altogether, just all it is being in a calorie deficit. I recommend looking up what a calorie deficit is, and figuring out your metabolic levels and how many calories you burn in just a standard day, and then try to beat it. And that's all you need to do.
I think another thing was when the weight was falling off me, I really didn't see it falling off my stomach. That was the last spot that it started falling off me. It fell off my chin first, and then it fell off my back. Then it fell off my legs, and then it fell off my arms, and I've still got a little stomach. It's still there underneath this shirt. And a lot of guys will look down and see their stomach and think, oh, it's not working. But it actually is. That's why it's important that you measure yourself at the start. You don't have to measure yourself consistently and be a Nazi, but just there are going to be weeks where you will not lose weight because you're gaining muscle definition as well. But you'll lose weight in areas such as your back first, and then your chin, and your stomach is generally the last bit that will go. So you've got to stick at it, and then eventually the fat around your tummy will be the last thing to go if you eat the right foods. Okay, and you can switch your exercise up. Like I do lift weights now, and I have one of those rolling wheels. And that's where I'm trying to tighten up my stomach.
Yeah.
Have you seen those rolling wheels?
Yeah, the little thing where you got the 2 handles here, and it's got the wheel, and it's
like a push up, right? And if you can keep doing that, you increase your core, and then your stomach will go. But I'm only doing that now because I've still got my stomach, right?
That being said, you don't need to sit there and do 1,000 sit-ups and think you're going to lose your belly, because that's not how bodies work. You can tone muscle underneath fat. It doesn't mean you're going to burn fat in that area. And you 100% nailed it there, Jeremy, because you lose fat in sections of your body faster than others. And generally speaking, for men, the belly is one of the last places to lose it. Belly and the man boobie section. I've lost a lot of my legs, lost a lot of my back, a lot of my face, a lot of my arms, and I'm still losing my belly and my boobies. But that being said, don't get caught up in, if I need to lose the belly, I need to do 1,000 sit-ups, because it just doesn't work that way. It's just reducing your total fat percentage, which will get rid of the belly. But throwing like changing up your program and adding the weights and adding that roller into there is a fantastic move where you are, because you can take it to the next level. That being said, to lose all this weight that you have, all you've done is walk. Isn't that right?
All I've done is walk.
Yeah.
And I bought the curling bars about a month ago. And what I do, it's actually in front of the television. So every time I get off the couch, I'll actually do a set of 10 curls.
There you go.
And then I'll do whatever I have it. So every time I got up, I did that.
Yeah. Do you want to give us a gunshot? A gunshot? Hey?
Oh, really?
Yeah, give us a gunshot. Come on, mate.
I'm 49.
Give it there. Oh, beautiful.
They're there. They're there. I've only been doing it for about 3 or 4 weeks. So no one wants to see a 50-year-old bloke with muscles. It's not good.
Hey, Lisa, if you're listening, tell them otherwise. But brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it's been so really it's so good having a chat to you. We're just nearing the hour mark, so I think we might call it a night and let you get out for your walk, and I can go say goodnight to my little one. But is there any other words of wisdom or anything else that you want to say to anyone that might be watching this?
Like I said, just grab all the bits of information just from the man shake pages, or the men shake. What is it? Man shake men.
Man shakers and man shake men.
Yeah.
There's Facebook pages out there.
Just grab what works for you. Grab it. Not everything will work, but just take bits and pieces and run with it. Okay. It'll change your life. Like I said, it's a destination, and you've got to enjoy the journey, and you can take detours. All right. You can jump off that highway and go to places that you don't want to go to. But like travel, if you go to a bad holiday destination, you're not going to go back there again. Okay. And sometimes you'll learn wisdom by making poor choices. Yeah, it's funny when you see people on those pages and they say, "Oh, I had my first cheat meal last night and I feel crap." All right? That's okay. You've learnt your lesson. You won't do it again. All right?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Find something that works for you. And if you want a really good support network, check out the Man Shakers page on Facebook. It's a group of blokes that are just all like-minded, wanting to lose weight. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. You don't need to be on the Man Shake to join up. If you just want to reach out to blokes out there, real dudes out there trying to lose weight. If you're feeling a bit down, or if you need a bit of help, reach out, because everyone there is absolute dead set legend, and they're more than happy to help you. Yeah.
Loads of support and encouragement on those pages, and I've become friends on my Facebook with people I have never met before. It's just amazing how many people reach out. Yeah, you're one of them. We've never met before.
Yeah.
But I feel like I know you a little bit better now, and Lloyd's the same, and Jared's the same. It's a bit weird. And I'm pretty guarded with my Facebook. I don't become friends with people willy-nilly. So only people who surround yourself with good people. That's the other good bit of advice. People who are positive. So people who are negative, you can cut them out of your life, all right, completely. They're no good for you.
100%. You don't need to surround yourself around people who bring you down. You want to be encouraged. You want to be brought up. 100% agree with you.
Absolutely.
Well, Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today for this episode of Fat Chat with Jeremy. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you, mate. And, thank you for giving us some insight on your weight loss journey and all the achievements you've had. I'll let you get out so you can start kicking Andrew's butt and Mick's butt this week on the Strava Club. Good luck for the Oxfam coming up. And when you do get a donation link or anything like that, feel free to pass it on. I'm happy to put it in the description of this video as well. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this journey. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and throw down a like and give us a comment. So once again, I love every single one of you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Bye.